The story begins just after Amira got engaged. But her world didn't fall apart because of her own engagement. It was when her younger sister, Liana, signed her marriage contract that everything turned upside down. Amira's life flipped 180 degrees, and she admitted herself, "Even I was affected." Amira had gotten engaged a month before Liana. At first everything was normal. But once Liana got engaged, her mother Nora and the entire family dynamic began to change. Suddenly, nothing about Amira's fiancé, Eli, seemed to please Nora. Not his personality, not his family, not even his presence. And that's when the comparisons started. Liana's fiancé, Jaden, was completely different from Eli. Financially, he was far ahead. Eli wasn't poor, but he definitely didn't have Jaden's wealth. When Jaden came to propose, he brought extravagant gifts, and after the engagement, he returned with even more, luxurious, expensive things. That's when her mother Nora lost it. "Look at that," she said. "Those are real gifts. Your guy? He's been engaged to you for a month and all he brought was a bouquet of roses." She'd scold Amira. "Don't just sit there, ask him. Stop being shy." Soon Eli's family was no longer welcome. Nora, who used to praise them, now dismissed them entirely. In the beginning, Amira was genuinely happy for Liana. Truly. But little by little, her heart started to darken. Every time Jaden brought Liana something, Amira would get upset. Every visit from his family came with more gifts, and every time, Nora would go mad. "Where's your fiancé?" she'd ask. "Why isn't he doing the same for you? Look at your sister. Look at her in-laws." Before Liana's engagement, Nora had nothing but kind words for Eli and his family. But now things had flipped, and with every negative word, Amira began to see her fiancé in a new, cruel light. Why wasn't he spoiling her like Jaden did with Liana? Nora kept feeding those ideas into her. And how could Amira not be affected? She hadn't even gotten married yet, and already she felt like she was being deprived. Amira didn't used to compare, but Nora made her, and things only spiraled when Jaden began bringing gifts for everyone. Amira's brothers, father, and Nora herself. No one asked him to. He just did it. Amira's father, Martin, became completely taken by Jaden. "This one's valuable," he'd say. "When he visits, everyone straighten up. He's a man in this house." Eli? He was now unwelcome. If he came over, Nora would rush Amira. "Get up. Get him out quickly." But when Jaden visited, it was a celebration. Desserts, coffee, laughter. Amira felt her own father stop caring. When she mentioned Eli was coming, Martin would simply shrug. But when Jaden visited, Martin would be the first to welcome him, and then give the couple privacy. Eli noticed it. "They don't like me, do they?" he asked. Amira didn't have the heart to admit it. Their wedding date was set. But then Martin fell ill. They postponed. Eli paid to reschedule everything. Then Nora started poking holes in the furniture. "It's ugly. You actually picked this out," she sneered. "You helped choose it." Amira hadn't even noticed the furniture before. Now she hated all of it. She started fighting with Eli over every piece. Even though it was new and elegant, she wanted different things, more expensive things. "Why didn't you ask my opinion?" she demanded. Eli, calm but firm, said, "Let's wait a few years. I don't want to start our life in debt. I want to build a family with you, not carry loans on my back." But Amira wanted him to borrow money, because Nora kept repeating, "A real man figures it out. Let him provide the life you deserve." Amira started seeing herself as someone out of Eli's league. "He should be grateful I even said yes," she thought. Then, a month after Martin recovered, Jaden threw a massive dinner party, paid for entirely by him and his family. They brought gifts, decorations, everything. When Eli came, he showed up humbly, empty-handed, except for a kind greeting. Martin was furious. See the difference, he said. This one, Jaden, is a real man. The other one's an embarrassment. Comes with nothing. Amira's life was suffocating. Her family scrutinized every little thing. Her mom even asked where Eli was taking her on the honeymoon. Ask for the best places. Don't settle. Ask Liana. Her guy knows all the good spots. The constant comparisons poisoned Amira. They ruined her joy. She started to hate everyone, her mom, her sister, even herself. But she married Eli anyway. And before the wedding, Liana hid her dress. Didn't want Amira to see how stunning it was. Even Amira's wedding joy was crushed. Her family criticized everything. Oh, her dress? Custom made, cost a fortune. Yours? Whatever. You'll make it work, they said. Amira entered marriage bitter. She didn't love Eli anymore. She didn't want to build a home. She wanted luxury, pampering, wealth. She wanted a magic genie to grant her every wish. Jaden had done that for Liana. Why couldn't Eli do that for her? She demanded. She spent. She pushed and pushed. She tried to impress her family. But they were never pleased. Even when she brought them gifts, they gave her looks. At least you got something out of him, Martin would say. Nora too. Everyone began bad-mouthing Eli, and Amira didn't defend him. She joined them. She insulted him, called him poor, said life with him was unbearable. But no one told her to get divorced. They just said, "This is life, try to change him." She followed their advice for a full year, a miserable, hollow year. Eli tolerated it all, her moods, her disrespect, her coldness toward his family. Then one day, Amira's married sister, Cassie, pulled her aside. "I'm not happy," Amira confessed. "I'm thinking about leaving him. He's poor. I can't stand this life." Cassie looked her in the eyes. "Are you serious right now?" Amira didn't even remember if Cassie had ever tried to talk to her before. Maybe she had. But that day, something hit her. Eli had stopped chasing after her when she fought. He used to comfort her. Now he stayed away. She got scared. Maybe she had feelings for him after all. Cassie told her, "You started your marriage with comparisons. You let people fill your head. One day you're up, the next you're down. This is life. You didn't marry a genie. You married a man to build a family." Amira said, "I didn't hate him. I liked him. But everything that happened made me different." Cassie replied, "Then stop letting them talk about him. Even Mom and Dad. Defend your husband. Don't let them crush your life." And Amira listened. She told Eli everything, every word. "The comparisons destroyed me. They poisoned my heart. But I want to change. I want to start over." Eli didn't shout, didn't accuse. He just said, "Let's begin again. But please, visit your family less. All those voices are drowning us." And she did. From going daily, she began visiting just once a week. She avoided any conversation about Eli, but Nora noticed. "Why don't you come around anymore?" she'd ask. Amira made excuses. Then Amira got pregnant. She was overjoyed. She ran to tell her family. "But Nora," she snapped. "You're pregnant before your sister?" she screamed. "Jaden's been spoiling us, and Liana hasn't even had a baby yet. And you rushed? Who told you to get pregnant this early?" In front of her siblings, she humiliated her. Amira couldn't hold back. "You made me hate my sister. You destroyed my peace. This is my husband. This is my life. If you don't respect him, I'm gone." Martin, Nora, and Amira's brothers exploded. "She's brainwashed," Nora cried. "Told you he's been pulling her away." "She's not going back to him," Martin declared. "As long as I'm alive, she's not returning to that man." They took her phone, kept her locked inside the house, treated her like a criminal. Cassie, seeing her pain, secretly gave her another phone. "Contact him," she whispered, "but be careful." Amira called Eli. He was being pressured, threatened even, to divorce her. "I'll never divorce you," he said, "but there's only one solution. Run away with me." "You wouldn't be escaping with a stranger. You'd be escaping with your husband, the father of your baby. We'll start fresh, somewhere new." Amira was terrified. "What if I need a hospital?" she asked. "What if I lose my family?" Cassie said, "Wait until you give birth. Maybe they'll soften." But Amira didn't believe it. Her father wouldn't even let her speak. Now, Amira finds herself standing at a crossroads. She sits alone in her room, hands resting on her stomach, feeling the life growing inside her. Her heart is torn in two directions, between the man who stood by her through it all and the family that raised her but couldn't see past their pride and comparisons. Cassie told her to wait. "Maybe after the baby's born they'll soften," she said. But deep inside, Amira doesn't feel that hope. She sees how cold they've been, even when she's been vulnerable and carrying life. Not once had they shown her kindness, only judgment, silence, and comparisons. And so Amira quietly asks, not as someone with all the answers, but as a young woman crushed by choices too heavy for one heart to carry, "What would you do if you were me? Would you stay? Or would you leave with the man who has loved you despite it all?"